guys, good morning. Eric here with driverlineup.com with a quick check-in for you guys. Beautiful day. We are in Pocono Mountains or something, Pocono or something like that in Pennsylvania. Been here for a couple days actually, and if you are considering coming to Prime and you have any questions, my phone number that you can text me is in the description below. I've been getting some really good texts from a few people looking to come to Prime with some really good questions. I enjoy that. I don't answer that phone, but I certainly respond to text messages, so feel free to hit me up. And one of the important things that you need to know, especially if you're going lease, is that you're gonna have some downtime. There's no doubt about it. And it's kind of funny, my last video was on this whole lawsuit settlement thing. And you know, I knew it was gonna be controversial, and of course I get an email from someone saying, oh, well, just wait until you have a breakdown, then you won't be so happy with Prime. Well, I was broke down when I made that video. I've been broke down the last 3 days in the Peterbilt shop. I know full well what it's like to be broken down, because I believe this is the 4th time in the 2 years that I've been with Prime that I've been completely out of commission due to the truck being in the shop. So I know all about it, what it feels like to be broke down. It's very costly, and but you know, that's part of it. It's all part of it. And another YouTuber that does a really good job of talking about this is Lyle from No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. He's gone through quite a bit of stuff. Had a deer run out and hit his truck once. He got hit by a four-wheeler in St. Louis, and had a catastrophic engine failure that put not his current Pete, but his other Pete in the shop. So he does a really good job of talking about just being financially prepared for this, because it's inevitable that's going to happen. And before you guys say, oh, it's because you have a Peterbilt, well, my Freightliner was in the shop a lot more than my Peterbilt, so it's just inevitable that it's going to happen. So yeah, we're broken down. Not too big of issues. It's just that, you know, you get in a shop, it doesn't matter if it's something minor or major. If there's a lot of trucks there, it could take a while to get fixed, and that's our current situation. So if you're coming to Prime and you're looking to lease, and like I said, Lyle does a good job of talking about this, if you don't have a good chunk of money to set aside when you come into it, you need to make that a big priority to build that up as quick as possible. And I've talked about this before. Prime offers an emergency fund that you can build up. You can put, you know, a couple cents per mile in that emergency fund, and then you can withdraw from it whenever you need. Well, I don't have an emergency fund with Prime. I am my emergency fund. So, you know, I make sure that I have my own buffer, my own cushion to be able to get through these times. And that's worked out really well for me. Now, when I came to Prime, I was in a bad, dire situation. I mean, it was difficult to find 2 nickels to rub together in my pocket, as is the case with a lot of drivers who come to Prime. So it wasn't feasible for me to have, you know, to have some money saved up from the beginning. And I was just very fortunate that I had a truck that ran pretty well. My original Freightliner was a brand new truck. It had a lot of things that needed to be worked out, but nothing that kept it in the shop for too long, and I was able to build up a little bit of a financial buffer pretty quick. But I would strongly suggest that, and again, go to Lyle's channel. He talks about it a lot. But don't get out here on the road in a lease truck without either an emergency fund, or very quickly get you, you know, $1,000, $2,000 in a business account or something that to have your own emergency fund, because you're gonna have downtime. So yeah, for for the couple people who saw my video yesterday on the whole legal mess with Prime and trying to tell me that I don't know what it's like to be down, I'm down right now. I was down when I made that video. I've been down. I dropped the truck off on Monday and called them this morning, which is today's Wednesday, and it's not likely to be ready it'll be ready at the earliest this afternoon. So it just happens, guys. It's all part of it, you know. You want these trucks to run perfectly all the time, but especially a team truck, I'm putting like 4,000 or 5,000 miles a week on that truck. That's, you know, almost 20,000 miles a month, sometimes more depending how we run. That's both doors being open and closed many times a day. That's headlights being turned on and off all day, all night. You know, the truck, it just runs 24/7. So it's inevitable that it's going to go into the shop, and that's the case with us. So yeah, here in Pennsylvania, our issues, like I said, aren't major. I did a video of us changing the headlights on Saturday, I believe, because we were getting a low beam fault in the Peterbilt, which, as everyone explained to me, that usually means the headlight's going out. Well, we changed the two headlights on Saturday, even though it was just the right one. We were getting a low beam fault in the truck, and then the second that low beam fault alert would go off, the right headlight would go out, and I could turn the lights off and back on and get it to come back on. But in the rain, you can't turn the lights off, so because when the windshield wipers are on, the headlights are on. So when it started doing that to me throughout the night, I would have to turn the four-way flashers on and then back off, and that would get the headlight to come back on. And this kept happening even after we changed the bulb. So it wasn't just a bad bulb. There's something else going on, either, you know, loose wire, or some people sent in some ideas that it could be. But you can't drive with only one headlight on. And you know, so we had to come in for that. Another issue we had is that the lever on the left side, which would control your brights, your windshield wipers, and if you push it forward, it flashes the lights, you know, to let others know it's safe to come over, etc. That thing is stuck, so it's very difficult to push it forward or pull it backwards to get the brights on. And in addition to that, it's making the steering column rattle with a pretty extreme sound. Now, I know these Peterbilt, these brand new Peterbilts, a lot of you guys who drive one say, oh, your steering column is going to rattle when when the truck is in 12th gear, at the bottom of 12th gear. It'll do that until 50 or 60,000 miles. Yeah, ours does that, but the lever itself is vibrating a lot. I mean, it's so loud that it'll wake up the co-driver and the sleeper. So, and it just doesn't work. You can't push it forward, and it's very difficult to pull it back. So that part they got fixed. They replaced that whole thing. The only thing we're waiting on today is that they're doing a road test to replicate the low beam fault, which I don't know why they need to do a road test on that. The low beam fault is happening, so you need to just go in there and figure it out. I don't know why you need to do a road test to replicate a low beam fault. But anyway, they're doing that. So hopefully we'll have the truck back later today or tomorrow. And it just is what it is, you know. I'm just glad these aren't significant issues. We're heard back from Road Assist. We'll get probably 2 days of shop pay or broke down pay, whatever you want to call it. Been at a hotel here within walking distance of this Peterbilt, which has been kind of nice. I mean, we want to be out there rolling and making money, but at least there's a pretty cheap hotel. They've got a Peterbilt deal, which is like $60 a night, so it hasn't been extreme, and that's a tax write-off anyway. So that's our current situation. But guys, if you come into a leasing, just know you're going to have these times. It's not just going to be running and gunning and making money every week. Like I said in yesterday's videos, there's going to be weeks where you're hardly making any money or not making any money at all, and then there's going to be weeks where you're like, holy crap, I just made $150 an hour this week. You know, it's got its ups and downs, and you got to be prepared for that. So that's our situation. We're keeping an eye on this storm down in Florida, or that's coming into the Gulf Coast, this hurricane, because it sounds like it could be quite a whopper, hitting the coast down there in Louisiana and Florida, and then moving in with a lot of pressure and rain, because it's looking like we'll probably get out of here. I probably won't be on a load until either late tonight or tomorrow morning, if Peterbilt gets this dealt with today, which means we could be going south, because we're right up against the New Jersey border. We're in PA, maybe 10 miles from the New Jersey border. So there's a good likelihood that we're going south. Today's Wednesday. That hurricane's supposed to hit on like Friday. So keeping a very close eye on that. I really hope we're not rolling down into that mess, because that's never fun. We have been down there in that kind of mess before. We were down there during a massive storm one time and got a flour load out, which is one of only, I think, 3 flour loads that we've hauled. We don't typically take flour loads. It was like 9,000 pounds, and we were dealing with wind that was just unbelievable. Had to shut it down. So really hope we're not rolling into that. But anyways, that's all I've got for you. There's been nothing else happening. We've just been watching TV. I've been doing a lot of work on driverlineup.com. If you guys haven't joined, please go join. It's free. We're still in beta. We're not in our full launch until January 1st of 2021, but it does work. It's a full social network created for prime drivers, built by prime drivers. It's got feeds, profiles. You can instant message each other. It's everything Facebook has. It's just not the clutter and nonsense of Facebook. So go join it. It's pretty awesome. We're getting set up and getting ready to roll on that. So driverlineup.com. Been working on that, taking showers every day, which is always nice, and just trying to get some rest. I mean, you got to take advantage of this, right? Make the best of it. Try to be productive and do things that are outside the purview of rolling in the truck. And that's about it. So like I said, guys, just go watch Lyle's videos. No Hippie Trucking Transportation. And you'll see a lot. He was, I believe, in the financial industry, banking industry, before he was in trucking, lending industry or something like that. So he's got a really good business sense on, being economically wise or financially wise. And it's just got a lot of good things to say about being prepared for downtimes like these. And like I said, if you're considering going lease, you definitely want to be prepared for it. So it just sucks, man. Sometimes trucks break down. There's not really much you can do about it. By the way, one more thing I want to mention on trucks going down. Now, Jenna and I, when we have a trailer issue, we get it fixed. But the last couple times we've had a trailer in the shop, we're starting to realize why a lot of these trailers out there are so janky. Because, and I know it's not Prime's fault, but the industry, for whatever reason, just doesn't, it boggles my mind that an industry that thrives on continually moving freight, the non-stop movement of freight. I mean, 24 hours a day, freight moving down the interstate, can't stop, got to keep it going, keep America supplied and keep America moving. Why is it that the maintenance and mechanics of keeping this equipment moving is so freaking slow? I mean, we were at TA, I-80 truck stop, TA, to change a tiny little red marker light, running light on the back of that trailer. It took almost 9 hours to change a tiny little light bulb on the top back of the trailer. And before, we've been in a shop with a trailer that had an air tank issue. We were there for 2 days. We actually got paid breakdown pay for having an air tank fixed on a trailer. So, like I said, we take trailers in. We hate it, absolutely hate it when there's something wrong with a trailer. But I get why a lot of drivers do not take trailers in when they've got problems, because you have to basically accept that if you're taking a trailer to a shop, you're going to be there. You could be there all day. You could be there for 2 or 3 days for the smallest little thing. And I know a lot of you super truckers have been doing this for a long time. Say, well, welcome to the club. It's the way it's always been. Yeah, I know. But why? Why does it have to still be that way? I mean, for crying out loud. I just don't get it. If you got TA, you guys service trucks and truckers, the freight industry. How is it that you can take almost 9 hours to change a light bulb on a trailer? That's not keeping us moving. Anyway, so hopefully you guys do get those trailers fixed. I mean, you know, there's nothing more annoying than picking up a trailer with a light out, because clearly whoever dropped it could have had it fixed. But on the other hand, maybe they had to get that load there. Maybe they were pre-planned, you know. Maybe, I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying after the last 2 trips to a trailer shop, or to a shop to have a trailer fixed, it's like, man, I kind of get why drivers don't really want to fix small issues with trailers, because it just consumes so much time. It can cost you a lot of money. So I don't know why the industry doesn't seem to really be motivated to keep us moving much quicker. But anyway, that's the update today, guys. Not really anything exciting other than the fact that we're still broke down, sitting here in a hotel in Pocono Mountains here in PA. Really pretty. It's supposed to be 70 degrees today. So getting a nice, relaxing, enjoying day. Bored out of our minds. It's funny when you're in a truck, sometimes you want to just take a breather and get into a hotel, but then you get in a hotel and you're just like, man, I just want to go drive. Let's get this going. Let's move some freight, make some money. That's life out here, guys. Anyway, be safe out there. Make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive, guys. Don't just drive to drive. Have a plan, have goals. Talk to you soon. Thanks.